What's up everyone? Welcome back to the Vegan Test Kitchen. Today it is dreary and cold. It's January, it's rainy. So it's the perfect time to make our cauliflower and mushroom pot pie with a black olive crust. And it's not just a normal crust, they're biscuits. It's like a biscuit crust. I'm super excited. Can't wait. I hope you're excited too. All the ingredients that you need are listed below. Let's get started. First thing you want to do is grab a leek. These beautiful creatures right here. We want to make sure it's clean. Leeks are really dirty. So give it a good rinse and then we'll start cutting. Yeah, see how dirty that is? It's nasty. Now we're going to slice these really thinly and then we're going to rinse them again because that grit gets down there. Putting them in this bowl for safekeeping. Grab a carrot. We're gonna dice this as small as we can. But before you do that, set your oven to 375. Grab your cauliflower, and we're gonna chop this into bite-sized pieces. You only need a pound. And lastly, you need a half a pound of cremini or baby bella mushrooms chopped into large chunks. Now grab a heavy bottom saucepan or whatever saucepan you got, put it on a medium heat, and we're gonna melt our margarine in there. You need 3 tablespoons. Once this is melted, we're gonna throw in our 4 tablespoons of flour, and we're gonna stir this until it forms a nice thick paste. And we're gonna cook this until it's bubbling and lightly browned, about 4 to 5 minutes. Now what we're doing is making our sauce for the whole pot pie. All right, we are bubbling and it is getting slightly fragrant. So it is time to turn off our heat. And we're going to whisk in our 2 cups of soy milk. And now we're gonna whisk in our spices. We have our tarragon, thyme, marjoram, mustard powder, salt, and our bay leaf. Now we're going to turn this back up to a medium. And we're going to stir it constantly. And we're going to cook this for about 8 to 10 minutes until a thick sauce forms. All right, I think we are thick enough. So we're going to cut off the heat and we're going to remove our bay leaf, unless you want a nice little surprise. Okay, we're gonna taste this for salt and pepper. One thing we haven't added yet was the pepper. Wanted to wait till the end to do that. It's nice and creamy. Now, grab your Dutch oven if you got one. If not, just grab a large skillet and put it in a normal casserole dish at the end. But I have this nice little Dutch oven. So we're gonna heat this on a medium. We're gonna throw in our 2 tablespoons of either olive oil or grapeseed oil. Make sure that gets good and hot. All right, our oil is heated up. So we're gonna grab our leeks and our carrots, and throw them in there. Those leeks smell great. We're gonna saute this for about 6 to 8 minutes until everything gets softened. These carrots do not wanna stay in there. Guys, if y'all don't have a Dutch oven, get one, because they're awesome. You can cook on the stovetop, and then you can throw them in the oven. Stove to table. It's fantastic. Now that this is softened, we're gonna add our mushrooms. And one more thing. You can either use sherry. I know how y'all feel about sherry, but it's in the cookbook, so chill out. Or you can use white wine vinegar. I'm not telling you which one this is. And we're gonna cook this for another 6 to 8 minutes. All right, I believe the majority of the water has been evaporated. So we're gonna add our cauliflower. We're gonna stir this briefly. And we're gonna cover this partially. And let that steam for about 8 minutes. And while that's steaming, let's work on our biscuits. So you're gonna need a 1/3 cup of olives. We're gonna chop those coarsely. Obviously you want these to be black olives, calamari if you got them. And for our dough, We're gonna sift in 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose or a mixture of all-purpose and whole wheat pastry flour. Along with that, our baking powder, salt, and thyme. And we're gonna get 3 tablespoons of vegan butter, and we're gonna chop that into our dough mixture to make it a dough, because it ain't a dough yet. All right, our timer went off for the pot pie mixture. Looks good. Now you want the cauliflower to be a little softened. That's what we're going for. Once softened, you're supposed to take it off the heat and let it just chill. I'm going to leave the lid on, turn off the heat, so it can cook a little bit longer. It's not quite super soft. Soft as it should be. Now back to our dough. We're gonna drizzle in 3 tablespoons of cold water until the dough forms. And then we're just gonna drizzle in more water, just a little bit at a time, until we have a nice soft dough. Okay, I think we are there. We'll be careful not to overwork it. We're gonna fold in our olives. All right, we're gonna flour our workstation because what we're gonna do is we're gonna pat this biscuit mixture out. You want it to be roughly the same size as the Dutch oven or the container that you're putting it in, just a little bit smaller. Okay, now, the fun part. We're gonna cut them into diamonds because we're fancy. All right, now we get to assemble. So, we're going to give our sauce a good whisk. It is okay if it has a little bit of a film on it. That's good. We're gonna pour this right in here. Give it a good stir. Make sure everything's incorporated. Already smells great. Now we put on the dough. Biscuits. And we're gonna brush it with a bit of soy milk. All right, now we're gonna stick it in the oven for 35 to 40 minutes. Fun fact, leeks were quite the popular vegetable in ancient times. Not only were they mentioned in the Bible, but ancient Greeks and Romans thought they were of great benefit to the throat, gaining Roman Emperor Nero the nickname of Leek Eater. Nicknames were not their strong suit. They were also thought to be a cure for nosebleeds, and there was even a superstition that if girls placed a leek under their pillow, they would dream of their future husbands. Back to cooking. It's been 35 minutes, let's check it. Let's give it another 5 minutes. All right, now you gotta let it cool for at least 10 minutes because as you see, you will burn the skin off of your mouth. Let's try it. So, on first glance, this looks amazing. First of all, I love the biscuits on top. They're really cool because they make little diamonds. The biscuits are delicious and slightly flaky. You get hints of olive every now and then, and the filling is just fantastic. It doesn't need any additional flavors. The cauliflower is nice and soft. This is fantastic. It's warm, it's comforting, it's awesome. I'll eat way too much of this. If you like anything that resembles a pot pie, make this. And if you don't like anything that resembles a pot pie, make this. Because this is fantastic. I promise you'll like it. Not a bad thing to say about it. I hope you liked what you saw today. If you did, hit a thumbs up. I would love you for it. And make sure to hit subscribe and comment and share and all that good stuff. I will see you all next time. All right, our oil is heated up. Did I say eat it up? Heat it up. Leeks were quite the popular vegetable